It has been just a few hours since Apple has released the new Beta 6 for iOS 26. And in these short hours, I'm actually really impressed with this update. Even though this update has been released just 6 days after the release of iOS 26 Beta 5, in this short time, Apple has made amazing progress with this update. So let's go ahead and talk about some new features and some really cool stuff that you will be able to find on this update. But before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you're enjoying the videos and you find them helpful, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps a lot. Now, the first thing you will notice once you have this update installed on your device is how much faster and smoother it is on your iPhone. Apple has seemed to actually sped up all the different animations on your device, and you can see how fast that is. So you will see here we have a new animation. Now, we have talked about this on the previous video as well, but what I have been able to notice is that the animation when you open things like apps, you open and close them from the home screen section, is actually a bit faster, but it hasn't changed a lot. Now, the big change here is the animations for the apps that you have on the dock. So here I have this video which is slowed down, and you can see that new animation right there. You can see it's actually applied only to the docked icons, and it looks really awesome. Now, one thing you will notice right on the home screen right here is that if you're using the liquid glass icons, and of course you should, basically once you go with this design, you cannot go back. All the other designs, all the other previous iOS versions will look really old. But again, if you're using the liquid glass icons on the home screen, now it's much easier for you to actually see them and basically see what icons they are without having to darken the background of your home screen. And the home screen widgets also are glassier, so they are more transparent, and in my opinion, this is the way to go. Apple has actually changed this a lot during the betas, but right now as it is, it's actually perfect. Now, one thing I really love is this chromatic effect that Apple has added to the bars right here. So on the tab bars, when you're switching between like different sections, you will have that really nice effect with those rainbow colors that actually was present on the first beta, and then it was removed, and now it's back and it looks much better. Another thing you will notice is that when you go to customize your home screen, so if we go to customize right here, you can see where you have this section right here where you switch between light, dark, and auto. That also has been changed, and it has been updated with that liquid glass design effect, and now it looks much better. And of course, it just goes well with everything that you have here on the home screen. Just taking a look at this, you can see all the liquid glass design here. It absolutely looks stunning. And one really cool thing is that that effect has now been added to the switches. So whenever you turn something on and off, you can see we had this effect previously, but you had just to slide like this slowly to actually see it. Now, once you tap it, you can see how it bounces, and it has that really amazing liquid glass design. And now let's move on into some apps, and let's see some of the new features that Apple has added. Here's a really useful one. When you're on the podcast, you're listening to podcasts, you can tap there. You will be able to actually change like between different speeds, and now you have a reset to default right there. So of course, if you have set it as a default from the settings of this podcast, but what you can do now is that you can actually change the speed simply by tapping there and actually swiping up or down to go up on speed or slow it down just like this. How easy that is. Very useful. A smaller change here for the preview app. Instead of the two like small buttons that we had before, now we have two bigger buttons right here at the start of the app. So to tap to add a new document or scan a document, you will be able to do that using these new buttons. And here's another one that I really like, a new animation when you go to your lock screen and you have music playing. So you can see that animation of the album art. You can see how cool that is. So it will slide from the bottom to the top right there. Of course, this will happen only if you're using the bigger album art right here. So if you're on this mode, you won't see anything different. But if you're using the bigger album art, you will get that really cool animation. There will also be a change on your notifications. If you use notification summaries, now you will have the summaries on the liquid glass design as well that has just been added by Apple, which is really awesome. And of course, it goes well with everything new here on iOS 26. So that should have been done earlier, but now finally it's here. And now you get the liquid glass design summarized notifications. On the iMessage app, whenever you're on a message and you do the tap back here, basically it will just stand out, the message will stand out, and it will kind of like add a tint to the background, but it won't blur everything on that conversation. Now, of course, all these cool new features are great. The performance looks really good, it's very smooth, very fast, but also it shows in numbers. This is the Geekbench score from iOS 26 Beta 6, and it's just day one, just a few hours after it has been installed on the device, and probably in a couple of days we'll get a much better result. But even like this, it's actually amazing. We can compare it right here to the previous beta. So the single core score is at 2962. It was at 2975, a bit higher on beta 5. We have quite a big improvement here on the multi-core score. We're at 7645. while the previous was 7,222. Again, this is just an amazing score, and I've been getting amazing scores here with the Geekbench on the iPhone 15 Pro Max on iOS 26, especially from beta 4, 5, and now beta 6. Way better scores that I used to get on iOS 18. And you will just notice it, like updating to beta 6 will be the best thing you do if you're on iOS 26. Make sure you update immediately. It's actually a huge improvement, and you will actually notice it once you have this update installed on your iPhone. So, as you probably know now, this update was released just 6 days after the release of iOS 26 Beta 5. And as we talked about previously, we're now on a weekly schedule on the new betas, and this update actually had a build number ending with a C, meaning that we have only 2 more betas to go before the RC and then the final release. So what will happen? Well, here's what will happen in my opinion. Now, previously, the previous 2 betas have been actually released on a Tuesday. This one was released on a Monday. So I'm expecting Apple to actually move now to Mondays when it comes to releasing the next betas. So the 18th, next Monday, should be beta 8, and beta 9 should be the 25th of August. Now, I'm expecting Apple then to actually skip a week before they release the RC version, because usually that's what Apple does. From beta 5 to beta 6, 7, and 8, there's a week schedule. Then from beta 8 to the RC usually are 2 weeks. That has happened in the past years. So I would expect the RC to come out on the 8th or the 9th of September. That will also be the date of the new iPhone event. Most likely will be the 8th, and then of course a week later you should expect it to be released to the public. That will most likely be September 15th. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is actually an amazing update, and I can't wait to explore it more. Probably there will be a lot more features to actually find and talk about, and we will do that on the next video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.